Hi everyone, Chris Poole here, day 23 of our 77-day video challenge. Today is Sunday, September 25th. Go Packers, go football, yay! Of course, I did not pick the Packers to win, but it's worth that loss. I alluded the other night about, have you ever been accused of cheating on something? And it made me actually think of my freshman woodshop class. Our teacher was Mr. Love, Mr. Jack Love. He had one of those Raleigh finger handlebar mustaches. He used the wax and he had a real nice curve on it. First day of class, he spent a good hour lecturing us on how he despises cheaters. He will not allow cheaters in his class. And then he started to proceed to talk about the use of hand tools in the class. We would not be using any power tools at all. Freshman year, you got to use those hand tools. The plane where you were shaving off that wood on a piece of on that on that board. And he would demonstrate to us how sharp these tools were. On that plane, he would unscrew the material, and then he would take the blade out and he would cut all the hair on a nice big patch on his forearm. And he said, by the time our 4 weeks are up in this class, the hair will all have grown back in. That was his way to demonstrate the sharpness of the tools we'd be using. For whatever reason, he picked me, thank goodness, to demonstrate what tasks would be done in that day's class. So he would start us out on the project, whatever step it was, and then we would continue for the end of the class. Our project was a wooden towel holder. It was one board in the back. You had two pieces of board coming out on the sides. There was a slot, and then you had a dowel that fit right in. We had to do certain actions on our project. You had to mark your name in the upper right corner. You had to mark the class and specific uh, assignment. I think we were shop 4A. That had to go into the lower left corner on the back of your piece of wood. It worked out really nice because whatever I screwed up during the day, before he showed us the next day what our next steps were, he did a quick little fix on my board. So it was always nice and smooth, always worked out in the end for me. About halfway through the class, we got a new student that came into our class. He started school late, mid semester there, and he was in the class a couple of days. And then I ended up being out of class. I believe it was for 2 or 3 days. I was involved in numerous extracurricular activities. So I think I was out for a math club event, and I forget what the other event was. But I was out of the classroom for several days. I came back, and Mr. Love, he opened up our cabinets. Each specific shop class had a cabinet that all of that class's projects were put into. He has the only key. He only opens it for that specific class. He opens up the cabinets, and I go and I am looking and I'm looking, and I don't see my wood project in there at all. Go up to the teacher. I said, my project's not in the cabinet. Do you know if anything happened to it while I was gone? What's the situation? He was not a very loving teacher at that moment. Every single student had to return back to their desk with their project, and Mr. Love checked every single project there to see if everyone had their own project. Everyone had something for the most part, and then he would not let anybody work for the remaining 2 hours because my project was missing. The next day, he opens up the cabinets, and lo and behold, my project is in there again. Found out that the new boy who had come to our class late, who completely missed out on Mr. Love's lecture on how he abhors cheating, he took my project. He carved out my name and re entered and dug in his name in the wrong corner. A bunch of the boys in the class had found this wood project in this kid's locker during gym class. That's how they found my project and brought it back for me. That kid never came back to class. I don't know if he got expelled from school or just from our freshman rotation class, but I never saw him again. I ended up with an A for the class. I should not have, because there were dips, it was bad. Well, it wasn't bad, but it was not A quality work. Took it home, and my dad, he did install it into the garage. He used that for I don't know how many years. And I think at one point, my oldest brother is the one who took it back to his garage because dad was starting to clean out all the items in his garage, trying to cut down on the stuff that was in the garage. Crap is a more appropriate word, but my brother Ken, the oldest one, he would take as much of the product that was available and take it back up to his place where he would either use it or try and resell it. I think that's what happened to the paper towel holder because I don't have it. I don't know what happened to it. Freshman year machine shop, I still have the C-clamp that I created in Metal Fab. I still have the metal dustpan from our metal fabrication class. But the paper towel holder, that's the one thing I don't know what ended up with it. But that's okay because I really don't need it. Not that I need the C-clamp or the dustpan either, but they're hanging out in the garage just because I was 4 out of 5 of us kids who all went to the same high school. And at one point, Dad had all of our C clamps lined up next to each other, along with all of his other multi sized C clamps, because I think the man had about 15 different size C clamps. And I don't know if he ever used ours that we made, but they were out there, they were on display. And it was always just a proud moment to know that Dad had the things that we made and he was showing them off. That's my story for tonight. Have a wonderful evening, sweet dreams, and yes, the house smelled wonderful this morning. The apple butter turned out fantastic. I wish again this technology allowed for scratch and sniff or that taste test option, but maybe someday we'll have that extra technology at our fingertips. Have a great night, everyone. Again, sweet dreams. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.